Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm your host, Rae Lashea. I'm so excited to be here today. Our guest is Sita, the Lyrical Diva. And here's some music from the international soca artist herself.
What we in is a bashment song. Sita, the Lyrical Diva. I want you to test this, my girl. Must be a twin, cause you are no cat so hard. Let go everything, girl. The people out so hard. You decide if you pass or fail, girl. Why not try the box stop tail, girl? Tail, girl. Hands on your knees is a exam. 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 Girl, why not come through is a exam. 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 Exam.
We are welcoming Sita, Sita, the Lyrical Diva. She is an international soca artist. She has performed with other famous artists like Skinny Fabulous. She is on tour now, and she is always on point. So if you would please me welcome her. Let's see. In the meantime, check out my website at lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. That's lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Put your email address in and get the free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap. And check out the books I have there for sale. Don't tell me that there's technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get it. It says unable to join. Let's check. Let's try it one more time. Sometimes it's just the internet. I see you. I see you seeing me. Hopefully we can come together here.
Hi.
Yes. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm sorry to be joining you from my hairdresser's chambers.
Thank you so much for being here. I know you're busy. You're touring. You're performing. So
it's no problem.
And you know, when I introduced you, I said she is always on point. So I understand you are getting it done and set up. So if you would please introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Sita, the Lyrical Diva. I'm a dancehall soca artist from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I have a number of accolades to my name. I'm the first dancehall artist from my island to be hired to perform regionally as a dancehall artist. First dancehall artist from my island to be hired to perform internationally as a dancehall artist. First artist from my island to participate in the International Bashment Soca Monarch competition, a feat I accomplished twice. First dancehall artist to win an Association of Music Professional Awards, a feat again I accomplished twice consecutively. I'm the first to film a music video in Jamaica, dancehall music video that is. I'm the first to be featured on a major Jamaican production that was Tropical Punch Rhythm. It was produced by DeMarco, featured the likes of Vibes Cartel, DeMarco, Spice, iOctane. I am the first to be on tour internationally as a dancehall artist. I can't even remember some of them.
Wow. Well, and I've known you for quite some time, but I didn't even know you had all of those under your belt.
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah, you're quite famous on your island.
I am.
And you're in my hometown, Brooklyn, at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Yeah. And so that's wonderful. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
It's a change. It's a change from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Just laid back and slow. It's quite fast, I must say.
Really fast. Really, you'll get run over if you stand too long.
Yeah, like in St. Vincent, you can literally take your time and walk on the crossing and check your makeup. Not here.
Oh no, you'll be under the car, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm so excited to have you on. I wanted you to be a guest for quite some time. When did you know you were a lyrical, not just artist, a lyrical genius? But we could get to that after. But when did you know you could do it and you wanted to do it?
I knew I wanted to do music when I was in fourth form, when we were asked to address a social ill using music. And at the time, Beanie Man had a song out called Girl's Prayer. Until the day I die, more gal I want, my name here, the gal them a chant. So I used that melody and I addressed the unemployment situation in my island. And the teacher, who was very laid back, who was very conservative, leaped out of a seat and said, "Bap, bap, bap, bap." From then, I knew that I had the unique ability to make people move, but I did not know that I was a lyricist. I knew that I loved music and I wanted to do it professionally, but I knew that I was a lyricist when I started clashing in community college. On Fridays, boys would congregate in the holding area and they would host freestyle competitions, and I would be the only female there. And each week I go there, I would just diminish every competitor. So I knew then that I had some lyrical capabilities, but to what extent, I still didn't know. That would come much later.
Right. Wow. And in the places that you have performed, not which one did you like the best, but where was the crowd the most live?
The most live? I would have to say Jamaica. Jamaica.
Yes,
Didn't
yes.
do
Big up
Jamaica.
to the Jamaican brethren. Yeah, they get live.
Yeah.
So how did you come up? Now there was a challenge that just ended, the exam. The exam challenge, and then you have a current challenge for your new music and your new video that's out, Stand Tall. Who came up with this idea for these challenges and these contests?
Well, I work with a team, big up Bossy Booking Agency. Her name is Erin. And every time we have a song coming out, we would be up until sometimes midnight until we agree on what would be a good marketing strategy for each song. So being that the name of the song was Exam, we said, how best can we market this song than to host a competition, create a dance? I would have my dancer, DHQ Stoosh, which is my official dancer, create the dance, and then challenge people to reenact, as if they were in a school or if they were taking part in an exam. And it was successful. It was very successful.
I watched every participant, every contestant that you posted. I watched, and some were excellent.
Yes.
And some were over the top.
Very. I must say so. I must say that.
But wow, it was a way to get not just those people who participated involved, but even just the viewers like me. Like, I found myself hands on the knees, sit down, ticking and talking.
I was going to ask you if you could actually do the dance.
I wouldn't put myself out there, but I know the moves. Back it up, roll it down, And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, check out Sita, the Lyrical Diva, or Sita_music, her IG account. It has the contest, the competitors. You can see the different people who did it. And then there's the new contest for Stand Tall. You want to tell us about that?
So my new song out is called Stand Tall. It speaks about being brave in the face of adversity. And I have a competition out called I Can Imitate Sita, where you're being challenged to imitate my mimics, my image, my mannerisms, and my confidence on stage. You're not being marked on vocal capability, just reenact what I would do on stage if I were to perform the song live. It's been really interesting so far. I saw two really interesting competitors. I looked at them and I said to myself, wow, this is how I behave.
It's great time to self-reflect
Yes.
and see how you other people see.
View me, yes.
I saw 2, I think. Maybe are there 3 so far that's up?
There are 3 so far.
Right. So
But
I didn't see the 3rd one. I saw that it's up, but I know one of them was wild on stage. I said, I'm not sure that's Sita. I'm not sure.
that's true.
But I will say your costumes are fire when you get on stage.
Thank you.
And I've seen Sita take the mic out of hands. I've seen you tell the crowd, watch me, I'm the most powerful dancehall artist out there.
Yes.
And then proceed to show them. So you're an amazing performer. Did you have to learn that too? Or did that come naturally?
I think yes and no. I garnered some skills by myself. Like I knew what I wanted to represent, who I wanted to represent, but I also looked at performers like Beanie Man and Bounty Killer and Lady Saw because they are amazing performers. They are who I learned stagecraft from. So yes and no, a mixture.
Right. Okay, so yeah, you weren't taught, but you did teach yourself by watching these other artists, and of course those are classics. Those 3 artists, they're what's it, timeless. Their music, their songs, things like that. What advice would you give to anyone, and then specifically women who want to become lyricists and who want to take on this career of performing live and nationally and internationally?
First of all, you have to know yourself, because if you don't, when people come and start to criticize you, you're going to break under that pressure. I would say, firstly, have a strong relationship with God, however he manifests himself to you, Buddha, Selassie, however he manifests himself to you, have a good relationship with him, because when you believe in a higher power, not only are you aware of your limitations, but you're also aware of your strengths, right? So have a strong relationship with however God manifests himself to you. Then believe in yourself, but also be very realistic. So don't think that, you can jump off a building and you're not going to get hurt. Be realistic. And then be careful who you have around you. The people around you need to believe in your dream also, but they also need to not be yes men. They need to be able to tell you, no, that don't sound right. Do that over. Come again. Change your style. You be careful who you have around you. And then after that, just proceed.
Wow, those are some excellent pieces of advice. And I think anybody can take those. Is it another layer for women? Is it harder for you as a woman in the industry?
Internationally, yes, but locally it wasn't difficult in terms of like sexual exploitation, etc., like a lot of women would complain about, because in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as you know, we just judge people, don't matter who they are, man, woman, child, government minister, whoever you are, we just judge you. We don't like you, full stop. So it wasn't that difficult, but I have had difficulty working with producers outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I remember one time I had done a song which was produced by Dougal Allen, Big Up the Fresh, and the song was playing in another island, was being rotated heavily. So a producer from that island, a big producer, had a rhythm. And he sent me the rhythm, and I did a song on there, and he liked it again. So he said, I'm producing another rhythm, and I would love for you to be on it. He approached me. So I was excited because, I'm moving now. My career seems as though it's moving. And then I messaged him. I said, but what about the rhythm? And he said, Popcorn is coming to the island. So Tuesday, we will talk about this. Popcorn is coming to the island on Saturday. So Tuesday, message me and let's talk about the rhythm. So Tuesday now, remember, I'm all excited. Messaged him. I said, are you ready for me? And he goes, musically, I'm not, but sexually, I am. Like, out the blue. Like, I've never had any conversation with this man about anything sexual.
Right.
So I said, what are you talking about? I never went there with you. Why would you want to go there? And he said, I'm boring and I only behave like that on stage. And if he asked Lady Saw the same question, Lady Saw would entertain him. So I said, well, maybe you should message Lady Saw. And then he said, well, too bad good music costs money. Yeah. I've never had those experiences with Vincentian producers, though.
Right. So, okay. And I think you handled it very well. what advice
Thank
would you
you.
give to women who find themselves in that situation?
Well, first of all, I would never be judgmental about anybody who give in to a situation like that, because every person's circumstance is different, right? I was what I call strong enough to say no, but there are women who succumb to that pressure. Sometimes you're poor and that's the only avenue out. But my advice to people who find themselves in that situation is it really worth it? You know,
Right.
when you're on stage, do you want to be on stage? And when you see that producer, you have to hold your head down, or you can't speak confidently about yourself because you know that he knows you intimately for a simple production. What then if you are allowed to produce a rhythm and then the song doesn't go anywhere? Is it really worth it?
Right.
That would be my advice. Think about that.
Right. That's good advice. That's good advice. I want to just address the audience once again. Thank you so much for joining me for Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm Rae Lashea, your host. I'm here every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern with a fantastic guest. Our guest today is Sita, the Lyrical Diva. You can follow her on IG.
And my hairdresser, Cherise.
her fantastic hairstylist there. Follow her at Sita _ music. You can follow me at Rae Lashea. Also check out my website at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Put your email address in for the free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap and check out the books that I have there for sale. And you can visit Sita D, Sita, and then D, the letter D, Lyrical Diva YouTube channel, where she has all of her videos and the new song that's out, Stand Tall. Where else can they find you, follow you? And
on every platform, everyone, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, just type in Sita, the Lyrical Diva, and I will show up.
And can they purchase your music? How can they?
On every platform, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. I'm everywhere.
Now, how has this particular journey in music changed your life and your family's life in St. Vincent, which is a small island? What is it, about 300,000 people on the island?
120,000.
I doubled the size.
Yes.
It's only 120,000 people on the island. How has this changed you and your family's life?
Music has changed my life in that it has really shown me that St. Vincent is a really small place. I remember when I started doing music, the dress code for the females at the time was a pair of tights and a t-shirt. And I said to myself, but that has nothing to do with image, because remember, I was being influenced heavily by the Beanie Man and the Bounty Killers, and I would see them in their dark glasses in the night and the big hat and the dark coats, and I said to myself, but we don't look like that though. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to go on stage like that. And I put on a pair of what we call cowboy boots, you know what those are, and a white shorts and a jacket, and I had on a green like tube top underneath. And I remember walking to Victoria Park, which is our version of a stadium, and somebody saw me and they said, wow, I wonder where she left the horse, because of the shoes. But in hindsight, it showed me of where our mentality was. You understand? And how many barriers I've been able to break, because I can't blame them. Right. It's what they saw at the time. The females were in tights and t-shirts, and here comes Sita in a cowboy boots, you know, which is not even suited to our climate. Right. So
and let me say, Vincentians do not hold their tongue, boy.
They do not, exactly. We're very, very
if you feel bad, they make you feel worse. Yes. But so, they will give you your props when you do well.
Yes, they will. When you do well, they will. They will. Looking at that and then challenging the status quo, achieving all the accolades that I did, as I said, made me realize that St. Vincent is a very small place. And it's advice I give to anyone. Because you're being criticized where you are does not mean that you're not being loved somewhere else. So expand, travel, seek, explore. And that's the only way you're going to grow. Right. Music has changed my life in that it has shown me how limitless the mind is. Because when I started doing music, there was this well, urban myth, no, I will call it an urban myth now, that Jamaicans would never work with Vincentians. I was told that if I go to Jamaica, I would be kidnapped in the airport. I was told no producer is going to put me on a rhythm. And in 2017, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a plane and I'm going to go to Jamaica. They're going to have to kidnap me. You know, I had to prove it for myself. And lo and behold, they were very accepting. They were very accommodating. I moved from Kingston. I was staying in Kingston. I ended up in Above Rocks, which is in the countryside. Then I ended up in Spanish Town. And I was just moving all over because they were so accommodating, like Vincentians. And it really showed me how you should not listen all the time to a mindset. You should challenge things and grow. And this has changed the mindset of my family also, because now, I mean, I'm no longer just Vasita, I'm Sita, the lyrical diva. So my mother is the mother of a quote-unquote celebrity. And, you know, my sisters look up to me because I've really pushed the barriers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I'm being recognized in a positive way for challenging what was existing and basically revolutionizing music in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from being just a soca-based island to different genres of music.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And your music is great. And it goes back to what you said about, you know, who you surround yourself with. A lot of times the very people who are giving us this advice, and it's fear-based advice, they haven't been anywhere.
True.
We have to ask, how do you know?
How do you know that? Yeah.
Right? Have you been kidnapped in Jamaica? So a lot of times we can't take advice from anyone who hasn't been where we're trying to go. You know? Because otherwise we'll never get there.
True.
They don't know.
I agree.
So before we go, and I am gonna play Stand Tall to close out. Are there any final words you'd like to give to the audience? Also, again, if you want to say where to find you, anything you want to say about yourself and or where you're going to be performing next.
Okay. So first of all, if you have a dream, protect your dream. And by protecting your dream, I mean pray, meditate, exercise if that's what it takes. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because that's another way of protecting your dream. You can't tell a big dream to a small mind. Yeah, believe in yourself, be confident, be realistic. I think the most important thing is being realistic. So, for example, you can't see Beyonce and want an outfit that Beyonce performs in when you can't afford Beyonce's outfit. So be realistic, and go forward in confidence. Find me at Sita_music on Instagram. Follow me, Sita the Lyrical Diva, or Sita. Once you type in Sita the Lyrical Diva on any platform, everything is gonna show up. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks. I'm sorry for being late. I should have said that from the beginning. Sorry for being late. Now you know why I was late.
Oh no, don't worry. we're flexible. I've learned to be flexible. And I haven't always been flexible, but now I realize, you know what? Why not? Okay. Yeah. That's fine. And it's more fun that way, and it's less stress. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so thrilled to have you as a guest. Congratulations on all of your success. I wish you so much more. Thank you. Hopefully you make it out to the West Coast. Let's see what we can do to get you to Los Angeles and Las Vegas. I know. And before I go, though, I should say also that I produced a rhythm back in May. I'm the executive producer of a rhythm called Silent Flow Rhythm, where I assisted some young up-and-coming artists in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Cryptid, Smaddy, Problem Child, the superstar, decided to feature on my rhythm. I was elated about that. Thank you so much, Problem Child. It's called Silent Flow Rhythm. Check it out. Big up Cryptid, big up my younger artists, big up my dancers, Zozo, Naya, Stush, big up Erin, big up everybody who's ever been there for me. Big up Nuffy. Big up Nuffy, who believes in me 100,000,000%. Big up my hairdresser. I'm a nice, clean, pretty hairdresser. Big up everybody who believes in me. Thank you so much for supporting me. Your choreographer. My choreographer, yes. That's why you don't call names in interviews and you tend to forget people. Big up Gaius. Big up Samantha. Big up Maria. Big up everybody who's ever supported me. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. And if anyone wants to join the How Would Sita Do It a contest, check it out, check that out, and this would be the song you are doing it to. It is called Stand Tall. Skiller than a ninja, Sita the diva, me hotter than ginger. Our fight, they don't need to be headers. My flow so heavy, every orgasm jealous. Lyrical cheat, I can't catch my speed. Your hair looks good too.
Listen, bad girl, hot girl, we get the tune. Jamaica, Vincy tuning, one link. Bronx and Bristol, you know, say you large, up like battery on the phone when it's charged. See that Africa stand up tall. We in a right there, you know we not fall. Them try test me and drop down and ball, cause the harder they come, the harder them fall.
Oh yeah, she's getting the line. That rhythm is fire.
Them weak Superman kryptonite. Lyrics are sting, 10 mosquito bite. Melody pan the left, lyrics pan the right. Virgin, zip up, money so we tight. Island scholar, future bright. Can't see what we walk, no light, midnight. Smile and serious, the right face for poker. Queen of Gotham, them man, they a joker. Bad girl, hot girl, and we the think. Greens, Vincy, big, one link. Brooklyn and Brixton, you know say you large. Up like battery on the phone when it charge. Miami, London, stand up tall. In a right here, you know we not fall. Them try test we and drop down and ball. Cause the harder they come, the harder them fall. Harder them come, you know the harder them fall. Bad girl, you know we can't stall. Harder them come, you know the harder them fall. Bad man, they are, you know we stand tall. Harder them come, you know the harder them fall. Bad girl, they are, you know we can't stall. Harder them come, you know the harder them fall. Bad man, they are, you know we stand tall. Stand tall, you know we stand tall. Them try stop me, but can't.
Freeze.
Join me next week for Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. We'll have another fantastic guest. Thank you so much, Sita, the Lyrical Diva. And until next time, have a miraculous day. Bye.
Bye.